Wives' Tale, I mean, it just really came from wrestling with the people in my family that are going through memory loss issues, and one of my dear friends, his father has just dementia, and then several other friends like having parents or loved ones with memory loss issues, and then one of my good buddies, like his dad doesn't know who he is sometimes, and doesn't know where he is. Like he'll be in his bedroom and think he's like at the police station or like downtown. So thinking about that, the first couple verses was just an amalgamation of stories from a lot of those people in my life, you know.
Phone died.
A lot of the things that I talk about in that song, like getting lost in your own house and not knowing where you're at, and not knowing who your family members are, and wanting to see family members or friends who are dead. Those are all things that have happened to me or people in my life. And then a lot of the other song, I honestly just put myself in a place where I thought about, like, what if my wife was going through this? What if this is something I'm gonna have to go through? Then how would I feel about it? And the first thought was like, I want to put it on my back and be like, I've got you. Like, if you lose yourself, I'll hold you together. But knowing spiritually, like, I'm gonna die too. I could lose my mind too.
You need some rest. Trust me, whatever.
Kind of nice. I mean, having some themes is not a bad thing.
Well, that's what we're for sure want to do that, and that he's done that with a couple other parts for sure. You just got dive bombed. Did you get that?
Yeah. So the bass tone really was, there was only 3 bass tones on the whole record, as far as I know. Dirty, not as dirty, and then almost like a oddly muted bass at the beginning of Open Letter. For Wives' Tale, I think the bass tone really gets to shine a lot, and it goes back to, I don't even know if you ever really get it in Pedro very often, but it just, to me, it's the feel that I get with Pedro. It's just kind of like driving grungy stuff, maybe even back to like some of the early punk rock Saves the Day that I've always loved. Honestly, it was the bass and a Rat. I don't own a Rat, but Matt Goldman owns a Rat, and he got all the tone with the Rat. And I like to get a really good, I don't know what the right words are to use. I kind of use the word guttural sound for my clean bass, where it's got a good bit of grit to it, but not crazy. And then we get to punch the distortion when it needs it.
The part where I do tremolo picking, I did it on a lark, like, oh, this could be cool. And Jeremiah was like right away, like, I really like that. And even to this point, I think you said it's one of your favorite parts of the song.
It might be. I think it might be my favorite part of the record is when that part hits.
Yeah, and to me, it's like,
I mean, it's cool.
yeah, and that's how I feel about it. That's how I feel about it. I'm like,
But the faith that I lost in myself found a way to.
What I'm doing on bass is super different for me, but I think it's just good.
Yeah.
You know, I love what it does there. I love that we, like, in a lot of ways, My Epic, at least as far as like the rhythm section, is defined by being heavy yet having that groove. And to me, that just is heavy with a really cool groove underneath.
yeah.
And you don't have a groove at all. Like, you're just doing that straight sound. And obviously Tanner's doing some cool atmosphere there too. But I just think that part hits so good after that build.
Yeah, like some bands that we really love, like Mew and Jimmy Eat World, do a lot of tremolo picking, and I've always thought it was cool, but I just never did it before. And then the funny thing is, like, Tanner is, most of the time he's playing guitar, but a lot of the stuff he adds, sometimes I don't even know on a demo if it's a guitar or, and demos aren't that well recorded either. we don't work that hard on them because they're just demos and we just want to make sure we get the ideas down. But that was another one of those songs where half the time I'm like telling Goldman, like, yeah, that part here in the demo, but I don't know if that's a guitar or a synth or both. When we decided we were gonna do Viscera, as soon as we said, okay, we're gonna do guts, lungs, mind, and heart, I was like, mind. I want to address that issue and it just struck me like people always say, oh, you can always keep your memories, and I was like, that's a lie, and I want to deal with that, and I want to find some hope in it. And again, it was like Open Letter in the sense that we didn't want to give an easy answer. We didn't just want it to be like, but God exists, so it's all okay. But it's not that like God exists so dementia and Alzheimer's don't matter. It's like God exists so we can have faith through those things. We can trust that there's a plan in them. Yeah, so the question becomes just like, yeah, you don't get to keep your mind either. So so today, while your mind is strong and your heart is full of dreams and your body is working relatively well, where are you placing your hope in now? Because it won't always be that way.
I wanted both